welcome to American Beer TV. We have a super duper exciting episode for you today.
Awesome.
We're going balls to the walls.
Yes, this is
so we brought our good friend in, Gabby, to help us drink these beers. We've got from Firestone Walker Brewing Company. We have their anniversary ales. We've got 14, 15, and 16. So we've got 16 on draft. So we don't have the bottle. I busted up some old bottles. We're doing a little tasting here at the restaurant tonight. So we wanted to share it with you guys at home and archive this delicious moment in time. So from our left is 16, 15, and 14. So we're going to get started on the 16th anniversary. So Bill, why don't you tell us what's inside the 16th anniversary?
So 16th, we're going to start with that one because it's fresh. So we figure we're going to go fresh to aged on that. So the 16th is 23% of it is Velvet Merkin, which is the Velvet Merlin that's been aged in bourbon barrels. 8.7% bourbon barrel aged oatmeal stout. 22% of it is Sticky Monkey, which is 12.5%. That's a English barley wine aged in bourbon and brandy barrels. We have 20% of it is double DBA, we're all familiar with. 10.8% is Parabola, which again we're all familiar with. Here's a new one that we haven't seen, I haven't seen before, PNC, which is an American Strong Buckwheat Stout. It's aged in tequila barrels. Ooh. So that's really bizarre. I'm really hoping that they release that. We get to see some of the upcoming releases on that. We've got Eldorado, which is a blonde barley wine, and that's 5% of the blend, aged in bourbon and brandy. 5% is Bravo, which is an Imperial Brown Ale at 13.4%, aged in bourbon and brandy barrels. And then 4.5% is straight up Wookie Jack. So there we go. So cool.
Yeah, little hoppiness. Yeah, a little hoppiness never hurts. Well, cheers, guys. Cheers.
16th anniversary.
16th anniversary.
Here we go. You should get the nose. I'm picking up tons of coffee on the nose.
Picking up booze, man.
And I'm getting some of the bourbon, but I'm getting a lot of coffee notes on it. A lot of dark chocolate.
Nice carbonation.
Very nice carbonation.
Big ass beer.
Yeah. These are going to be, and picking out the details is really difficult.
Yeah, so 16th is 13% too. What do you think, Abby?
Caramely, it's like toasty. I get some vanilla in the aroma. Oh, it's like drinking an angel's face.
Drinking an angel's
face. I am getting a little bit of the hops. Just a little bit of hops back there. I'm trying to pick it apart, and honestly, so much of this is aged in bourbon. I'm trying to pick it apart and look for some of the other flavors that I know are in here. I'm trying to see what flavors might be being imparted by the tequila barrels. I'm trying to see what from the Wookie Jack.
Yeah, primarily, like you said, the coffee coming through. Offhand, it kind of comes across as an imperial stout, barrel-aged imperial stout. You get a lot of that coffee.
But I'm also picking up some hop. I think I am getting a kind of a sharp. I think the tequila might be adding a little bit of a sharpness to the booze.
And I was going to say the tequila's barrels are probably adding a ton of heat.
Because
tequila is just like straight fire water.
Well, the tequila is 8.1% of the final blend. So, I mean, it's boozy, but it's not, the booze on it is not quite as mellow and sophisticated. And that could also, that I normally get from just the bourbon barrels. Brandy also can be a little sharper, a little leathery, a little smoky. So, but I think so. That's intense. That one's pretty actually hot.
Yeah, I'd say more or less a stout, and the majority of the beer is stout. Between Parabola, Merkin, and even Wookie Jack is pretty dark. Actually, I mean, even though there's a small amount of Wookie Jack is pretty dark.
Let me try to do some math here. 22, 27. 47%, about 47%, about half of this beer is barley wine.
Oh, barley.
Sticky Monkey, double barrel, and Eldorado.
You know, it's not black like a stout. Like if this was an imperial stout,
No, yeah,
there's no way you
it's
could see
brown.
through
No,
it.
it's more. It looks more like a porter.
All right, we're taking too much time.
Yeah.
Let's move on
Let's
to
go on to the 15th.
15th anniversary.
This is a lot lighter in color than the other ones.
A lot lighter.
This one we've got 18% Eldorado, which is the blonde barley wine. We've got 17% Sticky Monkey, so that's already 35% barley wine. We've got 17% is an Imperial Brown Ale, that's that Bravo, 13% Imperial Brown Ale aged in bourbon and brandy. 13% double barrel ale. So now we've got, that's 30, we've got 65% of this beer is barley wine, basically. If we do American Brown Ale as a barley wine. Then we've got another 11% is Goodfoot, which is an American barley wine aged in bourbon barrels. So what? That's now 76%, pretty much. Velvet Merlin is oatmeal stout, or Velvet Merkin. I'm sorry, I keep saying Merlin, but Merkin 10%. Parabola is 9%, and Double Jack is 5%. So that's why this is so low. So this is almost entirely a barley wine.
Yeah. So they put the Double Jack in the 15th, and then Wookiee Jack in the
16th, right?
16th.
They add a little bit of
it's
a
like
5
fresh hop.
Yeah, it's about 5% on both of them, just to give it a little bit of a hop quality.
Yeah, and I've read up on blending barrel aged beers, and a lot of brewers add fresh beer, just a little bit of fresh beer, just to keep that beer tasting fresh, so it's not so overloaded with barrel.
I'm not picking up a tremendous nose on this, at least compared to the 16th. After you do these side by side, your palate and your nose are going to be a little shot. I'm not picking up anywhere near as much of a robust nose. It's got some caramely to it. It's got some bourbon qualities to it, but
yeah, the flavor on this one is lighter caramel.
Oh yeah, definitely more mellow.
Not as roasty.
Yeah, doesn't have the heat. It's actually really tame. Yeah, tons of caramel.
Yeah.
Not very sweet though.
No, it's.
And then what's the ABV on 15? Is it on there? It's here. It's on the bottom. 12.5. So it's there.
Yeah.
But
this
right
compared to the other one, I mean, it's not anywhere near as roasty. And this is what I talk about. I think the 15th is really an experiment in bourbon barrel aged barley wine because they've been doing stouts for a little while. So much.
And then they released this year. They released the double barrel.
Yeah,
which I don't think they had released before that. I mean, other than the brewery, but I mean,
no, they hadn't
as
released
far as
that
production and distribution. It wasn't
so very nice barley wine. This is much more, I think,
this
elegant.
has more of like a soda taste to it.
Yeah, kind of like a Coke.
Now, part of this is, I think, part of the mellowness is going to be aging.
It's better than Coke.
Yeah, this might come from the aging. Because it's just really mellow, and this seems to be very drinkable. It's not quite as carbonated, doesn't quite have that prickliness on your tongue that the carbonation has, but just really elegant and rich. Really nice stuff. So let's go on.
Yeah, let's move into the 14th anniversary.
14th anniversary. Now
this puts this at the 16th just came out, so this is 2 years old.
Yeah,
so.
This one's still good carbonation. And it's a little darker than the 14th was, but
a little hazy.
Do you think it's pretty much the same color as the 16th? I think it might be a little darker than the 16th.
I think so too.
16th has
it does look a little darker.
Okay, so this is 31% double.
What's in it, Bill?
Yeah, 31% double DBA, 29% Sticky Monkey, which is the English barley wine. Yeah. So far there we're at 60% barley wine right there. Well, double DBA is a double-strength English pale ale, but it's more along the barley wine spectrum than it is stout.
Yeah, I would classify it as well.
27% is Parabola, 7% is the Velvet Merkin, 3% is Goodfoot, which is the barley wine aged in bourbon barrels, and 3% is Black Xanthus, the coffee-infused imperial stout. So,
between Parabola and Black Xanthus. And Black Xanthus has coffee in it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coffee-infused imperial stout, and also the Velvet Merlin, Merkin.
Oh, that has coffee in it too?
No. I thought you were listening to stouts.
No. I was thinking of the difference between like Parabola and Black Xanthus is that Black Xanthus has coffee.
Yeah, exactly. And Parabola is 13%, and it's a Russian Imperial oatmeal stout.
I definitely
sweet.
smell coffee.
Yeah. coffee.
Well, that's
caramel.
only the Black Xanthus is only 3%.
This has a little hint of the oxidation on the nose.
I'm getting a little bit of like a black licorice.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a licorice.
All right, let's drink it.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, that black licorice comes through on the palate for sure.
But this is really, the carbonation's a little lower on it. It is really smooth. It has a really smooth, rich mouthfeel. And I think that's the aging. I really think that's what the aging does.
It's almost like
It
what
mellows it
the
out.
16th will end up
It
coming
doesn't-
together like the 14th.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not so much mellow it out. It just smooths it. Just spreads it around.
I like that, like, smooths it.
Yeah, well, you know, if you got a big chunk
Like
of butter
butter.
in the middle of the bread, yeah, it just smooths it out. I think.
Smooth like butter.
You get some of the stout aspects.
Yeah,
to
some
it.
of the 16th out of all of these is the hottest out of all of them. I mean, it really has that.
Yeah, and that's to
punch
be
in the
expected
face
because
alcohol. And the 14th is 12.5% too. So
yeah, they're all about the same.
it's got a 0.5% up on 14 and 15 is so.
But really, one of the interesting thing is almost everything most of the stuff in the 14th is bourbon barrels. There's Sticky Monkey has a little bit of brandy in it, and then the double DBA is in retired Firestone Union barrels. But other than that, it's all bourbon barrels. If we get into the 15th, now we have a lot more brandy. Eldorado, Sticky Monkey, Bravo, all have a portion of it in brandy barrels. And
Maybe that's what that soda characteristic is.
Could be. Could be.
It's
And then the
sweet,
16th,
different.
the 16th, we're getting even more into it. We're
Now, I thought
moving
something
further
on
and
the
further away
15th,
from
if
the
I remember from last
bourbon.
year, there was a portion of it aged in wine barrels, or is that the double DBA? There's a portion of it.
Maybe by the final time they did it, but I'm not seeing anything about wine barrels here. But they're saying, at least for the 15th, they have 197 different oak barrels used in that one. So, yeah, that's. I mean, these 8 different beers and 100 out of 197 oak barrels. So there's also, you also got to realize that in addition to when they say Sticky Monkey, they have maybe 10 barrels of Sticky Monkey that they've been aging at different times. And so you might have, by the time we get up to the 16th, we might have 1-year-old Sticky Monkey, 2-year-old Sticky Monkey, 3-year-old Sticky Monkey.
Yeah, the 14th's been in the bottle for 2 years, but the beers that it was blended with are 1 and 2 years old as well.
Right. So as we're getting into the 16th, it'd be interesting to know as well how old these things. But then you're going to have such a crazy breakdown.
I don't think they hold on to the beers much more than a year. Though. I mean, maybe a little portion
You don't
of it
think
is
so?
really old.
I think they would.
I think beer starts to fall apart in barrels after a certain period of time. I know a lot of bourbon barrel aged beers. They're only in the barrel for like 6 months. It doesn't take that long to infuse that barrel flavor.
Yeah. It doesn't take a whole lot of time, but I mean, man, they're doing it right. So we wanted to really.
Yeah, these are the best barrel aged beers around, really. And no one's done a beer like this because some people are blending beers, but not a blend of 8 different beers like this. You know?
And each one of these
Where they're
beers,
putting out the percentages and all that
Yeah.
of each one, and it's crazy.
and on top of that, on these sheets, and we're not getting into is official gravity and IBUs and all that stuff. We're not getting into all those stats, but I don't think anyone's got a barrel program quite this sophisticated. And it's also worth noting that half of these beers that are listed on here you can't buy. Well, like we just had double DBA, Parabola came out, but Eldorado still haven't seen that out. Sticky Monkey, Bravo, Goodfoot.
I think they released some of that stuff at the brewery itself, but that's probably about it.
And this
It's not like
PNC,
they're putting in bottles or kegs or anything.
that's a new one. I really want to see that one come out. That PNC, that's that American 13% American Strong Buckwheat Stout aged in tequila barrels. So they're making these amazing beers just to blend in this. That's
ridiculous.
yeah. So
It's God's work.
I really hope we see PNC come out. But all of these beers are amazing in their own rights, and they're just totally unique flavor profile. So,
Indeed.
yes. So glad we were able to share these beers with you guys.
Pounded my 14.
You get out and
Cheers.
drink some amazingly well-crafted barrel-aged beers.